Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at the ThruNite TC10. This is ThruNite's very first rechargeable flashlight. It's also powerful. It's 900 lumens. It's designed to be compact as well as rechargeable. So it's very good for military, law enforcement, as well as everyday use. So let's take a close look. ThruNite sent me this flashlight, which I do appreciate. Thank you very much for review. And it does not influence whether I rate this product good or not. You know me. Now this box, I like this box. I hate blister packs, so I really do appreciate their packaging. Indicated right here is this is the cool white model. As with most ThruNite flashlights, you could choose between cool white or neutral white. Cool white is a little bit whiter, whereas neutral has a little bit of a amber kind of look to it. This flashlight did come with this very nice holster. It's Velcro, which I despise. I would rather have a button, but that's subjective whether you want Velcro or a button. You have a little bit of a loop here, like a plastic kind of loop, and you have some Velcro here, so you can go ahead and put it around your belt, or they have another loop sort of internally, which you would have to take your belt off to put through. So you have a lot of choices there, and it fits the flashlight very well. I'll just go ahead and throw it in here so you can sort of see how that looks. Also, with your order, you will get a USB cable, and this is for charging, and we'll get back to that in a moment. You get a lanyard, and you also get some extra O-rings and a extra tail switch cover. This flashlight is made of aircraft grade aluminum with some very nice knurling, both here and down here on the tail cap. You also have some flats in certain areas right here, which sort of helps prevent rolling, which is nice. Now, other things that prevent rolling is also this additional cigar ring that you could go ahead and take off, and I also have the clip installed. All help this flashlight from rolling away from you. It's pretty heavy duty, typical of your tactical flashlights these days. Now, speaking of heavy duty, you have a bezel here. It's a crown impact style, which is my favorite, and it's made of stainless steel and it's titanium coated. This makes for a good defensive weapon, and also when you're putting your flashlight down on its head, you'll get some light leakage out here because it's crown style, so it would sort of let you know that you left your light on if you did, which I like. I wish all flashlights had that. You also get a glass, tempered glass actually, lens here, which I really like. I hate when they put plastic. I like when they use glass. I like when they use tempered glass, and I like when they use a anti-reflective coating on there. Also makes for a very clear light. Internally in there, you can see it has a deep smooth reflector, which means that this should be a very good thrower, meaning it will throw that light out there. It's designed for broadcasting that light way out there, not as a floodlight. Usually you would see an orange peel reflector if this was sort of purposed as being a flood type of flashlight. You get a tail switch here on the back. It's the type of switch that is able to momentary, lack of a better term, where you sort of press a little bit and it will just light as long as you have your finger on there. And then if you want to go ahead and turn the flashlight on, just click it and then it will stay on. And then you click it again and it turns off. This flashlight features the CREE XM-L2 emitter, which is one of the current and very bright LED emitters. It's able to put out 900 lumens, and it does it while being very efficient. And it will optimize that battery that you utilize. Now, the battery that this flashlight uses is an 18 650 battery, just like this one. And this is one of the things that is going to be a big con. Not because it uses this weird battery, but if you go ahead and go over to Amazon right now. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put the link to this flashlight right below if you'd like to purchase it. And one of the things you're going to notice, at least for now, is the very low ratings that this flashlight got. It's getting between 1 and 2 stars. And they're all because of this battery. And it is no fault of the battery either. It's the fault of either Amazon or ThruNite themselves, because they indicated that this flashlight comes with the battery. Not typical of most high-end flashlight companies to include batteries in the price, to be honest. Especially at the price that they're giving this away. And I say giving this away sort of in fun, because it's a very good price for the feature set of this flashlight. It's running $55.95. And as I go through all these features, you're going to see that it's definitely worth it, especially when you take into account the brightness, the runtime, and it being a rechargeable flashlight. So, 18650 batteries, what this utilizes, they recommend that you use the 3400 milliamp hour battery, which ThruNite sells. You can get 2 of these for $20, which means they're each about $10. You could probably do a little bit better. I think that internally, ThruNite uses these Panasonic batteries, and then they add a little bit of protection, so they do end up a little bit bigger. But they're very good batteries. I've had very good luck with them. Never had any of them go bad or act weird or anything. They've always been really good. So the reason why you're getting 1 or 2 stars here in the reviews right now is because in Amazon, I think it's bullet number 3, if you look down there, it says that the battery is included, and the battery is not. I sent an email to ThruNite. Unfortunately for us, they are having their Spring Festival and Chinese New Year right now, and that's going to be going on until the end of this month, so I might not get a response for a while. But it's good for them. It's nice that they're getting a holiday and they get to be with their families. But bad for us that I'm probably not going to get an answer about this for a couple of weeks. But they'll probably end up taking that bullet out, and then that'll clear up that confusion. Okay, getting back to the review, they also recommend you do not use anything less than a 2200 milliamp hour battery in this flashlight. Also, the working voltage of this flashlight is 3 to 5 volts, which means you do not want to try to utilize 2 CR123 batteries in here, because that'll be over the operating voltage of this flashlight. So let's go ahead and just pop this in. You put the positive end in there first. And we'll go ahead and close this up. By the way, there's the O-ring right there, and you get some very nice threading. It's like square threading, as with most ThruNite flashlights. Very smooth, very strong threads. Very hard to mess up. Now, this is rechargeable via a USB cable. Now, here is one of my first gripes with this flashlight. Now, they do have a nice little cover right here that you just sort of pop off, move to the side, and you can see it has a plug with a pin. So you just go ahead and pop that in there just like that, and you put the other end into any USB charger. Now, I would have liked if they used a micro USB, because as most of you out there, most products out there utilize a micro USB type of plug. It would have been nice as far as standardization across all your products that it uses the same cable, so you don't have to carry around this specific one to charge this flashlight. Now, this also features overheating protection as well as reverse polarity protection. So let's go ahead and move into the operation of this flashlight. This flashlight has 5 modes. You have Firefly, Low, Medium, High, and Strobe. I'll go ahead and click this on, and right there is the Firefly mode. You could barely see it. You might be able to see it just a little bit right there, and that is 0.1 lumen, and it can do that for 83 days. Then we'll go ahead and move on to the mode switch and hit it once, and now it's just a little brighter. And that is the low setting. That's 12 lumens for 123 hours. Hit the mode switch again. Medium. That's 227 lumens, and it can do that for 6 hours. And then one more time, we have our high setting, and that is 900 lumens. I could feel the heat on my hand, and it can do that for 103 minutes. Now you can see here, I'm going to try to move the flashlight up to the top of the frame here so you can sort of see how the flood looks as well as the spot. You can see it doesn't have any weird artifacts. It's a very smooth looking light, nice pronounced spot, nice flood for the size of the head of this flashlight. Now you could also go into strobe mode, and you do that by pressing and holding that button for a couple seconds, and then you go ahead and get this weird strobe mode used for disorienting an attacker. It sounded like a New Yorker right there. Okay, and we'll just hit the button and it'll stop it. Now also, you can see right now it's in the high mode. I could turn this flashlight off, turn it back on, and it remembers whatever the last setting was. It could do this for all the modes except for the strobe mode. Let's quickly run down the remaining specifications. This flashlight is impact resistant to up to 6.5 feet. See, it still works. It's also waterproof to the IPX8 standard, which means it could be submerged up to 5 feet of water. Weight of this flashlight is 5.8 ounces without the battery, and dimensions are 6 inches long and 1.6 inches in diameter at its widest, which is the head of this flashlight. Now this flashlight has an indicator light built in underneath this mode select button. I'm going to go ahead and show it to you by plugging in the charging cable, and we can see right there it's flashing purple. What this means is that it has an error charging. There's something wrong, that it cannot charge properly, and the feature also will blink like that if you don't have the flashlight on and you plug it in. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on, basically hitting the tail switch button once. It doesn't turn the flashlight on, but it turns the flashlight on so it can charge. And you can see now it's purple, which means it is charging. It's hard to see right now because of all the studio lights in here. Now, during normal operation, when it's not charging, if this turns red, it means that you are getting low on batteries. It'll do that around when the battery is at 10% or less and needs to be charged. Now, if it starts flashing red, that means it's down to 5%, and you really, really, really need to charge this flashlight really soon. Now, I have written down here some pros and cons. Pros is it's very, very well constructed, as with every ThruNite flashlight I've ever had. Also, the charger is built in. Really nice. So you just plug in that plug it into a USB. You don't have to worry about carrying another charger. And it's a rechargeable battery, so you don't have to keep up buying batteries. I like that. Also, the value. Now, this is when it gets subjective, and you got to compare flashlights with other flashlights to see if it's a good value. Now, this is running, what did I say? $55.95 without the battery. And when you compare that to other flashlights with the same runtime, with the same lumens and the nice compact size and the same build quality, you're usually looking at a flashlight that's about $100. So I think, in time of filming here, that this is an extremely good value. Now, just because ThruNite sends me these flashlights doesn't mean it's all good and it's all pros, because I do have some cons here. Number one is the plug is not micro USB. They're using, a regular pin type plug. So as far as standardization concerns, it sucks. So I would like to see in the next version maybe using a more standard plug, so you don't have to carry around a special plug and also run the risk of losing the special plug for this flashlight. Also, the tail here, as you can see, this could actually tail stand. However, it can do it. Let me see if I could put it here in frame. It can do it right there, but it's it's a little bit shaky. You don't want to like jar the table too much. Tail stand is not extremely stable, and it's because the tail switch is almost even with the end of where they've sort of cut the tail cap off, or whatever you want to call it. It's very close to where it's almost touching the surface, and however they made it, it's you just can't shake the table. You know what I mean? I'm trying to say this. I'm not the best communicator in the world, and yet I have a YouTube channel. I don't know. Last thing, as far as a con is concerned, battery's not included. It's a rechargeable. I know a lot of you out there feel that, hey, if it's rechargeable, it should have the battery included. Well, I sort of think so too. However, they got a good price going, so if they do it, probably expect the price to go up about 10 bucks. And also, these don't ship out of China, by the way. I think they have a warehouse here because I get these things pretty quick. But for items that are coming from China, when you deal with lithium batteries, that can really make shipping take a lot longer because of all the rules and regulations with lithium batteries. But as far as ThruNite's concerned, they do ship from the US, so you do get these items very quick. Alright, so I think I got everything covered. I do recommend this flashlight. It is their first rechargeable flashlight. I think they did a very good job, and they came out with it in a very good price point. Alright, well, thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I do really appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and especially you, and I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.